purposes in this lesson is to help us with our writing and our spelling. There's two purposes in our lesson today. You see, in our curriculum and starting next week, we will be doing a lot more with reading, a lot more with writing, spelling, and something called grammar. So today I want to work on a little bit of writing and a little bit of spelling. And I want it to be enjoyable for you. So we're going to hopefully have a good time with this lesson by playing a game of Would You Rather. So let's start the game out. And I will just want to say something, and you're going to answer out the answer. Okay? Would you rather play in the snow or go to the beach? I would rather go to the beach. I like to be warm. Would you rather eat cookies or eat strawberries? Remember, I told you last week that strawberries was one of my favorite fruits, so I would definitely rather a strawberry over a cookie. One more. Would you rather sleep on the floor with no mattress or sleep on top of 20 mattresses? I would rather sleep on top of 20 mattresses. Although it might be kind of hard to get up there, but I definitely don't want to sleep on a hard floor. What did you say? Well, we're going to use this would you rather and do a little writing activity. You see, we do some journals in first grade, and you all will be doing your journaling online. So you won't need to be writing it in this book, but we will be doing it in the classroom in the book. And if you come back in the classroom, you'll be working it on this book. So we do a lot of writing. And some of the problems when we get to writing is we get to a word and we don't know how to spell it. And as you get older, you've been reading and you've been writing a long time, so the spelling you know. But when we're in first grade, there's a lot of spelling patterns that we haven't learned yet. And I want you to know that's okay. I will be working hard with you to teach you those patterns. And as you go on the year, you will become a better speller. I have no doubt about that. But as we start out and into the year, it's going to be a little tricky for us, and that's okay. So I will show you a way to help you with spelling. Even though it's not maybe the exact way to spell, we're going to do something called best spelling. I want your best spelling. And how do we get to that best spelling? The more you read, the better speller you'll become. The more you write, the better speller you'll become. And the more you listen to phonics and listen to words, the better speller you will become. Okay, those are all things that are going to help you with spelling and more things that are going to help you when you write. So we're going to do a writing activity and we're going to practice our best spelling in the writing activity with a would you rather. I'm going to do it and then I'm going to give you one to do for work a little bit later on. I'm going to model this for you. The first one says, or the one that we're going to do is, would you rather? This one's for me, but you can answer out loud and I'm going to write it and I'm going to model best spelling for you. So my question for me is, would I rather eat chicken or steak? What about you? What would you pick? Well, my answer is I would rather eat steak. So I'm going to, in class, write it in my journal. But because we're doing it on the board here, I'm going to show it so you can see. I would rather have steak because, and I'm going to give my reason why I would rather eat steak. But steak, ooh, I've never seen that word written out. I'm going to need help with my best spelling. So what I'm going to do for that is I'm going to take the word, and we talked a little bit about this last week, by stretching out the word. So I'm going to be taking the word and I'm going to be listening for every sound I hear. I'm going to take my time. I'm not going to try to rush through it just to get it done. I want to take my time and see if I can hear the sounds or any patterns that I know that would help me with the spelling. So I would rather have steak. Would you help me hear some sounds in this word? St, a, k. I hear three different sets of sounds. So the first set of sounds I hear is st. kindergarten, do we know any sounds together that say st, st? I hear S-T. Okay, so there we go, st. The next one is A, st, A. I hear the vowel A. K, k. Yes. Okay. I would rather have steak because it tastes better. I think steak tastes so good. So I'm gonna write it tastes better. Taste. Now that's another word I don't know how to spell. So would you help me stretch out the word to do my best spelling? Taste. T, t, t. A. St, st. S-T. It tastes better. And I ran out of space, so I'm going to write better down here. It tastes better. And that's where I'm going to put my period. Now, I stretched out the word, and I would like for you to read this with me. Would you read this with me? I would rather have steak because it tastes better. Now, you see, Miss Axel's an adult, and I know that these two words that I stretched out are actually spelt wrong. But because I'm an adult, if I were a first grader, I would have done my best stretching them out, and I would have thought, you know what, I did a pretty good job sounding them out. So what I'm going to do when I think I stretched out a word, but I kind of look at it and go, I'm not really sure if it looks right, I'm going to take it, I'm going to underline my word that I stretched out. And that's going to tell my teacher, you know what? I really tried to sound it out. I took my time to stretch it out, to do my best spelling, and I did my best. And then that is what, and then as we study spelling, we will pick up better spelling patterns that we can use to help us spell words correctly. All right, so that's our project today. You are going to have a paper. It's going to be a would you rather and a best spelling paper. All I want you to do is take the picture and try your best to stretch it out, hear every sound, and then you're going to play a would you rather. And in your would you rather, you're going to type out your best, use your best spelling to spell the words. But let me practice one other activity with you. Let's say that I have this in my best spelling worksheet, and I have to spell this word. This is a boat. So again, I am going to practice my best spelling. Oh, I left my eraser. So I'm just going to kind of use my fingers to erase, and so I don't have to walk away. There we go. So my word is boat. Now, again, I'm going to stretch the word out to try to spell the word boat. Will you help me with this? Boat. B, b. What's the first sound we hear? B, boat. It's got three sounds. It actually has four letters, but because if I didn't know how to spell it, I will try my best figuring this out with at least three sounds and maybe a silent letter because the vowel is long. We'll study that as first grade goes on. Boat. B-O-T. Boat. Now, if I remember correctly from kindergarten, I know if the vowel says its name, that there's two vowels in the word. Do you actually remember that rule, right? That if there's two vowels in a word, if the vowel says its name, it's because there's two vowels. One of them's going to say its name, and the next one's going to be silent. So there is actually a silent letter in that word. Boat is actually spelled B-O. Do you know it? A-T. That is where the silent letter goes. But to practice our best spelling, If you tried to stretch it out and you did not know how to spell it, and we haven't quite yet in first grade gotten to two vowel words, and you teach your best stretching it out, that is great. I just want you to underline it to let me know. I did my best, Miss Axel. I stretched it out. So you're going to have 4 words to practice on a piece of paper that's best spelling. Look at the picture. Stretch out the word the best you can hearing it. The second thing is do a would you rather. Would you rather type the letters in, do your very best with it, and try to stretch out your words to help you become the best speller. Next week, we'll actually start spelling. We're going to be starting with, I think it's short A sound. So we'll be starting that next week, and we'll be working real hard on spelling and writing this year. I look forward to learning with you, first grade.